Hi, I'm Josh with MediaLeaders.com. And if you work in a company, perhaps in the marketing department, or if you're starting your own firm, you know that it's not that easy to get outreach. And there's always a new network, a new hurdle perhaps, on how to reach customers. Today, we are talking about outreach and hurdles that entrepreneurs have in either reaching their customer or building their business. I'm Josh Oakes, the author of Light, Bright, and Polite, where I travel the country training students how to shine online so that they can reach people and put their best foot forward. Today, we're talking with entrepreneurs all over the world in many different countries on how they can do that as well. So first, our biggest question for them is, in your startup or in your company, please tell us what's your approach to outreach and also what's your biggest hurdle. They're going to answer one of those two questions on the video live today. This is one of our bigger podcasts. First, we have Eva. Eva Baker is a 20-year-old entrepreneur that founded Teens Got Sense when she was 16 years old. Her site is devoted to personal finance for teenagers. She writes about smart shopping, how to get a great part-time job, budgeting basics, and going to college debt-free. Eva, welcome to the video and talk to us about your biggest hurdle, this new conference that you have.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. So yeah, I am putting on a conference for teen entrepreneurs this summer. And this is the first year that we've ever had it. And so I'm just finding it really difficult to just kind of break through that wall of a first year event of, I tell people about it and they're like, oh, that sounds really great. And people, a lot of people are interested, but we don't have any momentum because we haven't done one before. Yeah. And so sometimes it can be a really huge hurdle of just trying to get the word out to as many people as possible. And, I feel like I spend so much time doing that, but then I also look and, see this huge long list of people that I haven't contacted, and it just seems like that list never ends, and it can get really discouraging sometimes when you feel like you can just never reach the people you want to reach, and if you could just reach a couple more people, maybe you would get more interest and get more attendees.
Yeah, no, that's a really great point. Next, we are going straight to Israel. Asaf Kopla is streaming today from Israel. He's the founder and CEO of Show Unreal, which is a tool for artists to live stream and charge for their viewers to see their events. He's going to talk to us about his hurdle on social media. Asaf, welcome to the video and talk to us about your biggest hurdle.
Thank you so much for having me, Josh. I'm glad to be here. So my biggest hurdle is basically I never was a social media person, more of a private person, and promoting a show and a crowdfunding campaign on social media is basically about knowing how to engage and how to connect on social media. And it was never me. And adjusting and may I say replacing a disc, it's never easy. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough.
No, I totally understand.
What Eva says earlier about how to engage, how to connect, how to reach out to people.
Yeah. Any quick tip for people that how you did it? Is there one tool that maybe you're using to overcome that?
Well, I'm using lots of tools. I'm trying like Facebook, Twitter. Twitter is an amazing tool to reach out to people. And basically, it's about if you want to do it, you must go for it. You must adjust. It's about making the best you can do to reach out to people.
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much for that tip. Next, we're over to New York City. We have a veteran of the Shark Tank. We have Lori Cheek. Lori's an architect turned entrepreneur. She's founder and CEO of Cheeked. It's just a mobile dating app and was on the Shark Tank, which is really exciting. She's going to talk to us about her biggest hurdle, which a lot of startups have. It's never easy when you're a normal person like all of us on here. Lori, welcome to the video, and talk to us about your biggest hurdle.
So I would say the financial struggles about my business have been the biggest hurdle that I've faced for the past 5 years. And for 14 months, I rented my apartment out on Airbnb while I worked out of a suitcase practically, slept on all my friends' sofas. I sold my entire wardrobe on Amazon.com and eBay. I was going to do pretty much anything to keep my business alive. And a couple of years ago, I hit a big brick wall financially. So I decided to take myself onto the Shark Tank. And they pretty much all quickly shut me down, and I ended up raising 5 times that much money from an investor after the show. So it came in handy.
That is really terrific and wonderfully motivational too. Hey, next we're going to jump over to Austin Miller. Austin's the head of content marketing for a B2B tech startup called Bookly, which provides cloud-based bookkeeping to small business owners all over the country. You know, Austin, talk to us about your outreach tip. You talk about targeting business owners with extremely value-driven articles. Give us examples of that.
Yeah, so accounting is a very limited vertical, so we kind of branded ourselves as champions of small business in general, since that's our clients. Some of the more popular articles we've done, for example, I wrote one the other week about top 50 Google Chrome extensions. And instead of just sharing that out, I individually contact each of these people that have created these Chrome extensions and say, hey, we're about to share this article. Would you be interested in sharing it as well? And we got over 500 shares on that article, and we've done the same by replicating this formula on many other types of listicles. So.
That's really terrific. Okay, next we're jumping over to Noel, and Noel left his 25-year career as a CBS VP executive to start Groundswell Group. The ground is swelling actually near us right now because President Obama is near and his helicopter's landing. But to found Groundswell, a company that bridges the gap between nonprofits and corporations, he designs and develops cause marketing solutions for corporate partners. Now, talk to us really about what is your hurdle and how does focusing help you get over that hurdle?
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Our hurdle is enormous. There's 1.6 million registered nonprofits out there. There's thousands of businesses that want to find a way to connect with those nonprofits. So no one has built a system, a resource, or a marketplace to understand both sides of it. So that's what we've built. But the work is endless. So our ability to go in there and figure out where should we focus, is it on domestic violence, LGBT, seniors, youth rights? There's so many different causes. So what we've determined to do is stay focused on an area, perfect that area, and then go on to the next thing, as opposed to being paralyzed by the data analytics of trying to figure out a way to get it done. So it's been a tall task, but day by day we figured out a way to accomplish one goal at a time and work our way towards a long-term sustainable business.
I like that. Focusing is so key, and it's so great. You can show a little bit of success along the way. That's really great. Next, we're over to Leah Cannon. Leah's the co-founder of SciStart, which is a startup that helps young scientists turn their research into marketable products. Hey, Leah, welcome to the video, and talk to us about your biggest hurdle growing your community without a big marketing budget.
So thanks for having me, Josh. SciStart, it's really difficult for young scientists to commercialize their research, so our goal at SciStart is to build a community of scientists and business development experts who can help a young scientist develop a plan, a business plan, a marketing plan, and turn their research into products and businesses. So our biggest hurdle is growing our community without having a large marketing budget to support us. And one way that we've tried to do this is really to target our marketing to an audience who will honestly be interested in what we do, and to try to really understand where our audience is. Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? Do they read blogs? Do they listen to videos? And to create the kind of content that will give them important information and will reach them where they are.
That's a great tip. Okay, next we're over to Stan. Stan Kimmer had a 31-year career with IBM with several roles, including human resources. Now, Stan now runs Total Engagement Consulting, which engages employees in meaningful long-range career planning. Stan, talk to us about your outreach tip for small businesses and mid-sized businesses. You mentioned that networking is really the key. Can you give us a couple tips there?
And actually, I have like a special form of networking. I actually have about 6 or 7 different ways of reaching out, but through this one area, I've actually won over half of my business. I offer to speak at local and state human resources professional groups on my areas of expertise around diversity and around career development. And this way, people can see firsthand that I really do know my subject, and they also see the passion I have for my areas. Then I usually have some books that I give away. I collect business cards, and then I reach out and follow up with the people who have heard me speak. And again, I've won over half of my business through people hearing me speak. And over the last 5 years, I've actually spoken at 60 venues and have gotten 2,000 contacts through that.
That's terrific. I like how you're really tying it in with Austin. Austin's basically saying give it away for free. And I know you guys aren't saying that, but what you're essentially doing is giving content marketing. You're speaking at a conference live. Austin's saying, hey, here's the 25 best Chrome extensions you need to know, because maybe what we're doing isn't selling to you directly, but helping you so that you want to use our tool. I love that. Now, next, we're over to Danita Harris. Danita owns Rated M Foods, which manufactures wine-infused foods like balsamic vinegar, cocktail salt, and grill rub. They're in Hilton, Fort Lauderdale Beach, and Ritz-Carlton, 2 locations, and Amazon.com. And they're launching an e-commerce store in the end of April, and have recently chosen to participate in Overstock's Farmers Market. Danita, please help, and forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, it's Danita. Help us with your biggest hurdle. You mentioned it's engaging people in a way to see ROI. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, well, I have a couple of different lines, vertical lines that I deal with. So I deal with everything from the wholesaler to the distributor to the end user. Mm-hmm. And so all of those conversations are different, but one and the same. They're on different media platforms, but they all come together at the end point, which is obviously the sale. So what I found, actually, I give away as well. I give away samples to chefs. My biggest is LinkedIn. That gives me great response because I'm right in the face of the chef who is the decision maker. Even if I'm going through like Ritz-Carlton, I have to go through food and beverage directors, but ultimately it's the chef's decision. So sometimes it's a slow process, and especially when I'm dealing with end users going to our e-commerce outlets and seeing those returns in terms of those sales trickle in. So sometimes I wonder, oh, am I saying the right action item? Am I giving enough direction? Am I giving enough sales procurement to want them to actually purchase from those media outlets?
Boy, that's great. So you have a B2C product that people enjoy, but you use a B2B network, LinkedIn, to find those decision makers. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I have the B2B and a B2C. And so the trick is the B2B, right? You go to the Ritz, you enjoy the Sunday brunch with my cocktail salts on the signature drink for the day. Now you can then turn that into a purchase on my B2C platform.
Yeah, that's really terrific. All right. So I want to thank everybody. You know, we have, from Florida, we have a 20-year-old entrepreneur that started at 16. And then we have a veteran, essentially, from the Shark Tank, which has said, this is how I raised money and got over a hurdle to raise a tremendous amount of money, even when things aren't going right. We have Austin saying, hey, give away tips around your product and use some content marketing, some free help. Stop selling and start helping, essentially, which, Austin, I love that tip. Back over to Israel, where, hey, just keep moving, because even though social media is a little bit overwhelming, when you have a new product that you feel is going to add value to people, just continue to learn maybe how to use Twitter to reach out to people. I really like that. Stan, I liked your tip a lot about saying, why don't I speak live and be a thought leader on that. I think that is really good that you're doing that. And then we went straight over to Groundswell, which says, essentially, you have so many ideas, you focus on 1 or 2 at a time to really have traction, which turns into great stories, which helps you in the long run, which I thought was great too. Leah, you had some wonderful tips on how to grow your community without a big budget, which I thought was excellent. And then back over to using a B2B tool to reach people and help with the B2C outreach, which I loved. I want to thank all of our experts today that are hardworking entrepreneurs all over the world. They really are adding value in making sure that we know that it's not easy to outreach, and there's going to be a lot of hurdles as you're growing your company. I want to talk to you really quickly about 2 opportunities you can take part in if you're watching this video. As I travel the country talking to 30,000 students a year all over the United States, and I teach them how to shine online so that no matter the opportunities in their future, they can put their best foot forward on the most important resume, which is their Google results. We have something called the Digital Citizenship Conference in Los Angeles, April 22nd. There's virtual tickets available. You can learn from 30+ experts, both on keeping kids safe and smart online. When I say smart, I mean talking to every middle school and high school student about their online resume, which is Google, and making sure their online footprint tells a story that is all a part about what they want to put their best foot forward for in an interview. Next, we have the Digital Growth Summit sponsored by Microsoft on May 6th and May 20th. May 6th is in Los Angeles. May 20th is in San Francisco. All about, we've got a social media track with social media best practices and tools and influencers, and a business intelligence track talking about CRM, predictive analytics, a bunch of cool nerdy stuff. It gets me all worked up. But there's a virtual ticket where you can attend both conferences, watch all the videos. You can learn from almost 100 experts for a very low fraction of the price. Couldn't be more honored to have these experts on today. You guys are really, really incredible. And I want to thank all of you for watching the video. As always, keep it light, bright, and polite. I'll see you guys on the next podcast.